I've dedicated and committed to work at it. So I'm excited to share, some of the things with you guys.
Here's the thing about this business and this company. Every single one of you get this thought process in your head. You can become a rock star with It Works. Because what happens is you can go out and create whatever you want with this business, and then you go to conference and it's like, ah! And then you come home the following weekend, nobody knows who you are, and you take out the trash. It's amazing. So every single one of you can be a rap star, be on stage, just have to go out and do the work.
Yeah.
End of Zoom. All right. See you guys.
All right. So a couple questions for you guys. And anytime at all, clearly go off track, go do whatever you got to do. So, and I'll just kind of keep going with the questions. So number one is, what are some tips that you guys have for signing new distributors and how to help them get their business up and running?
So this is what my first text to them is, and I keep it really short and sweet. So what I like to do, and we all have the access to this, is I don't want you to overwhelm and scare people, okay? I think that's the biggest thing, is we might give too much information. So what you're going to want to do is print out Ruby chart, steps to success, 4 customer order sheets, and then three distributor sheets. Yes, you don't need those. We can go right to the website and they can sign customers and distributors, but visually when they see something in front of them, that means like, oh, this is, I can do this. It's like taking an order, calling a friend, whatever it is, but they see it. So get them to do that. So I have them log in, right? So that's the first step, is they actually have to log in, fill that tax form, and do that. And I just signed one this morning, so this is a great example of how I know she's on the right track, because I told her to do that, and she couldn't find one of the forms. So I thought, perfect, she's doing something. It just shows me, I think they're updating some things, so that's kind of exciting. Also, watch the training academy. So you're going to want to go to the U training. So get them, to watch that. So really the first few hours, day, they should just be logging in, getting familiar with the website. Because a lot of them, I find, have really never gone to your website and looked around. It is the weirdest thing. They're like, okay, sign me up. And they don't even know all the products we have. So let them scroll through and get familiar with the product. Just look through that. Get them added to the team page, and then have them create their hundreds list. And it doesn't have to be a hundreds list. It could be a 20 list, a 30 list, but start somewhere and reach out to them. The best thing that I did, and I love this because I always think back when I first got started, I was so excited. I didn't know anything, but I was on fire for something I didn't know, but was excited and people wanted it. So excitement will get you people from just even excitement through the text message. So I'm always like, I'm just so excited.
So one thing that you have to realize that is crucial to your ability to be successful in this business is you have to understand and use the 3 E's in everything that you do. The 3 E's are excitement. Got that? Okay, I'm watching the notes. Enthusiasm. That's a long one. I can't even spell that. And energy. All of those combined in everything you do. So every time you go to do something, ask yourself, does it hit all 3 of those? Mm-hmm. Are you at least using one of those 3 things? When you're doing a post, is it, hey, join my rap team, it'll be fun? Or are you so excited that it's coming through the words that you're using, the smile that you have in the picture? Same thing when you're talking with people. Excitement, enthusiasm, and energy will get people on your team more so than product information and money.
Mm-hmm. So with that, that's kind of what I do. Schedule a wrap party, sample party right away, especially if they're local. If they're not local, then they might have to do it on their own, and that's okay, because now we have those Facebook Lives that you can do, or Zooms. But really, for me, if I can get in front of people, that's the key. So get in front of their people and then go from there. Ask that question again, because I want to make sure I'm touching on everything. I am very squirrel.
You're good. So tips for signing new distributors and how to help them best get their business up and running.
Okay, so are the distributors already in or getting? Okay.
Yeah. They're already in.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So the 3 E's will get them going too.
Yeah. So this is the other part of that is get them on your team page. We never had that, but being connected is crucial. So I am very straightforward with people. Drive me crazy. This is the only time that you're going to hear me use me in my life. You can use me. I know what I'm doing, and our team is amazing. And the more that you ask, the more engaged and the more they're gonna start to grow as that leader that you want. So really kind of drive that home. We can't make them do that, but surely that's just something. Start tagging them maybe in a post so they even start commenting and feeling more comfortable. And I let them know there's no wrong question. They have access to text me, but I also make them ask that question in the team page because it might trigger somebody else to be like, oh, refresher. Oh, I didn't even think about asking that. So try to engage them in that. Get them to an event. You guys know that's so important. I was one that I thought conference was crazy. I was like, that's stupid. I don't need to go. I was like, I don't have any money to go. Like our first conference, I was like, these people are like, ooh, rah, rah, and I don't need that. I was like, just tell me what to do. But what we find at conferences, there's going to be people that tell you what to do for the people that need to know. Just tell me what to do to make the money. Then there's going to be that atmosphere for the blues that are just like, this is awesome. I love all my friends. And they just want to be at the parties. And then you have some that green. So some of that, here's the basic steps. Here's what you need to do. And then the yellows, they just want to love and help everybody. So events really touch on everything. So once I found that out, I was like, that's where I need to get people. I need to help them create that community. So even at you guys on this, that's a huge, huge thing because you get to see that. I think, everybody, there's no one certain look that's successful in the company. So no certain background, no age, and that it's just up to us. It's in our head. So those are really the key things. And then as you grow, then more questions come, but that's still even a lot and sometimes overwhelming, but keep it kind of, okay, they printed off the stuff, get them to ask questions. Let's see if there's an event in your area and get on those calls. So that's really what I try to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, number 2, best tips on how to get organized and stay organized.
Wrong Zoom for that.
So I'm not very organized. I'm a chaos organizational person. I love that you guys are clapping. So I'm going to be real, okay? You guys want the real deal here. So he has he's like a charting person or like analytical stuff. I do not care about that. I just know I have a stack, and maybe I will go get my stack of papers. But what I do is even if I get a text or inbox or I'm talking to somebody on Facebook or Instagram, I will get a distributor sheet out and write their name on it, phone number, maybe the date that I started talking. I assume that every person that I talk to is going to be a distributor. If not, then I'll throw them into a loyal customer.
So here's the thing. There is chaos. But she has a system.
Yes.
So what you have to do is you have to do what works for you, but systematize it and develop it so that you always have the ability to know where stuff is and how to follow up. People look at her and go, that's a crazy hot mess. She's like, hey, can you go find Tiffany's car? I'm like, where is Tiffany's format? She's over in the file. Okay. She comes over and it's like, looking at her refrigerator and going, where's the mayonnaise? And you're like, I don't see it. And then mom's like, just move something. It's there.
So let me go on to my chaos. So this is where I'm going. So get their information and put a date on it. Okay. And maybe they get paid a certain day or I'm creating something. So I put those on top of each other so I can go back when maybe things seem to be slowed down for you guys. You have your stack of follow-up. So Instagram and Facebook, there is no rhyme or reason. It's just the most recent message and it gets bumped all the way down. That stresses me out. I'm like, I wish I could just take that and and do something with it. But that's where you can create lists. So Facebook has, you have to do it from your computer, but you can create a list. So potential distributors, potential customers, you can always create those lists and put those people in there. And then as they become distributors, you can take them off the list. So there is a little bit of a system that we do, but I write it down and then I'm constantly following up. So as an example, this is something you guys I want you to do because I think this will really help you leading into conference and after conference. So anybody that's messaged me, we got a notebook out and I'm having my assistant do this. Anybody that's been interested, we're like, hey, conference is coming next week. Would you like us to text you over the promotions that will be going on? So now I've got their phone number, their name, maybe where they're from, in just a regular notebook, you guys, like a lined notebook. And then I can go through and do mass texting that way from the people that were like, yes, I want information. If they said yes, that's more of a warm lead, right? So those are the ones you want to go to first. And then people will obviously see you posting and that kind of stuff, so add those to that. So I'm old school because I'm old, so I like paper and that kind of stuff. I'm not one to put it in my calendar. The other thing that I most recently found that might help you is in Facebook is they have that reminder in the message. Like for tonight, like if I wanted to, if we were talking back and forth, Danielle, I could put Zoom 8 p.m. It will actually remind both of us about 30 minutes before the actual meeting or call starts. So if you are
everybody's mind's like blown. They're like, what, you could do that?
So for me, I'm like, okay, I'll touch base with you Friday. If I don't immediately write that down in my calendar, I will forget. So I let my leaders, I let even newbies know, potentials know, hey, if you didn't hear from me, just shoot me a message or let me know. It's not like you're driving me crazy. I just have life, right? We all have life. So I don't want to forget. So me being upfront and honest about it. So find, like Joel said, the system that works for you. But that's what I do to try to do the best that I can. And then I delete, if they become distributors or customers, the text message or the inbox from the social media part. What else do I do? So hopefully that kind of helps a little bit. I know it's kind of chaos, but the new folders that I just saw on the live today, that's important too because we have a follow-up folder that we do. Ones that maybe old distributors or whatever the case, you guys can start doing that. Newbies, I don't know how many newer distributors are on the Zoom right now, but this is something for you. Start doing it now. The quicker that you can start your own system, the easier that it is. We keep distributor sheets in a folder, so I have many years of them. And sometimes I think back and go, okay, honestly, I was terrible when I started. And I let them know it'll be going on 8 years now, you know what, I can't get you out of my mind. I know that, you were once with me before. Things have gotten so much better. The process is just easier. If you ever thought about coming back? Like,
I don't suck anymore. I'm way more awesome.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. Oh, I don't even know.
I feel bad for, I'm like, I feel bad for those first 24 people that joined our team because they're just like, wow, that was the worst thing ever.
So you'll get better. So keep those, you guys, because you're going to be in this. You're committed. You're not quitting. So you're going to have, some things that you can touch back with later. So hopefully those couple tips will help.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so tips on how you keep your team excited and motivated during the tough times, tough months.
Oh,
here's my favorite thing to talk about. You can't motivate anyone. The only thing that you can do is inspire them to action. See, motivation comes within. So either you have it or you don't. So what you have to do as a leader is create discipline. That's a word that nobody likes. Discipline is what successful people use to become successful. Because the thing about motivation is linked to emotion. When the emotion is gone, the motivation's gone, you don't want to do it. Habits and discipline are things that are put in place that you can do over and over again, whether you like to or not, and they will create success. So that's my biggest thing is motivation is useless. You have to get right down into the habits and the discipline that it takes to become successful. It's not going to be fun at first, but the more you do it, the more fun it gets. And then when your check gets big, it gets really fun.
So this is going to be part of your journey every single year. It's part of the way that we are. I think in life in general, we're going to have natural ups and downs. You know, I don't know however many people are from Michigan, but you know, wintertime, it's like a struggle, right? We're like, we need some sun, like just makes us happier. So this, just know that it's going to be part of it. And being honest, and it's okay to totally be discouraged, but be it in a way, reach out in a way that's not a negative way. That's, hey, is there a suggestion that you can do? Have you ever felt like this? What did you do to get out of it? So I usually sense and know, because I've been in it for a long time, oh, these are sometimes in the months when I really need my community or some more leadership retreats to fill them up with words of affirmation and really come together. So we know beginning right now after conference, we're going to be on fire. So these next few months, everybody's going to feel like, top of the world. Then that June, July time, school's out, people's focus on different things. So that's a good time to kind of come together, which I love that they do Green Carpet. For me, I do my leadership retreats, usually November, December, because it's just a time when people aren't focused. They're doing the business, but they don't understand parties might not be happening. It's not because of you. It's just Christmas parties, family time, vacation. So you need to plant the seeds, because I can promise you they're going to come to you because they're going to be watching you. So it's knowing what to focus on during those times too. But I'll send this to you, Danielle, after, and I want you to keep this because this is something that I shared with my leadership girls. So I'm just going to read this, and this might help too. So being capable of discouragement. It's going to take longer than you originally thought. You're going to need to invest more effort than you ever would have liked to exert. You're going to have to endure more pain than you planned, face more failed attempts than you thought would have been necessary, experience more setbacks than you rationally and logically should have ever had to go through. There are going to be many times when your effort will not be rewarded or even acknowledged. Success always lags behind hard work and effort. When you have put in more effort than receive, you have to double down on belief, confidence, and enthusiasm. It's a pretty good word, enthusiasm. You have to continue to work yourself to the brink of collapse and tears. You need to be able to do this indefinitely. You need to have faith in the process, for this part of the process is the final filtering system to create greatness. As your reward is not being unjustifiably held from you, it is actually being deferred for you, stored up, and to be giving you in incremental pieces. At this point in the process, what you do not do is more important than what you do. In order to receive the reward of your hard work, the reward you deserve, the reward you have earned, you need to be incapable of discouragement. So just read that a couple times and get that in. But knowing the process, just knowing sometimes that, you know, you guys can look at me and think, oh, she's so lucky. Just came so easy. But I promise you, I've put in a lot of work. There's been a lot of hard times. There's been tears. Like, people can be so cruel. And it's crazy to me because sometimes I'm like, how could this person be so mean? They don't even know my history, where I've walked in life, and it can get me down. So I just have to remember I'm allowed to be mad and cry and hurt and then get over it and move on and go. But I don't know if that makes you feel okay, but sometimes just being honest about it, that it's part of our journey, but I promise you it's so worth it. And no successful person has ever just been like poof, so I'll send that to you though.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, next question. What do you say to potential distributors that say, I don't have any money, or when somebody on your team as a distributor says, I keep getting people that say they don't have money? How do you handle that?
Here's something super awesome that you can put in your little trick bag, and you can use it for any excuse. No matter what the excuse is, you turn around and say, well, if you, would you? So, I don't have any money. Well, if you had the money, would you join me? I don't have any time. Well, if you had the time, would you join me? I don't know what my spouse will think. Well, if your spouse thought it would be okay, would you join me? What you're doing is you're overcoming every single excuse with the exact same thing that they're giving to you. Because the root of the matter is you don't want to waste your time. If they're just lazy and don't want to do anything, I've never had somebody sign up and then send me a letter in the mail, and Mark says this all the time. Just so you know, I'm a quitter. I've always been a quitter. My mom and dad have always said that I'm a quitter, and guess what? I'm going to waste your time for the next 9 months, and then I'm going to quit on you. Signed, quitter. Nobody's ever gotten that. So a good way to pre-qualify people is when you start getting excuses. If you have somebody say that I don't have the money, you say, but if you had the money, would you join? And they say yes, then you can get, okay, let's look at what kind of stuff do you have in your house that you can put on this magical thing called Craigslist and sell in the next 48 hours to get the money for you to start this business. If they say, no, I don't, and then it just keeps going, you're like, okay, well, that was done. Check, please.
And that's so true. We want, and this is the part for me, I wanted a distributor so freaking bad. I was like, somebody sign up. So I remember thinking that and just like, okay, I can help them through their excuses, but it's so much easier now knowing, okay, if they're going to give you the excuse, move on. It will, I promise you, it will free you up and you feel good.
Well, hold on, I'm going to add on that one really quick. Because if they give you excuses to join and then they join, now you're going to wonder why they're giving you excuses, why they're not working, and why you should be putting distributors and customers underneath them.
So the thing to do locally, and this is something that I used to do because we were in forever, a lot of people will talk about pre-selling the wraps. Well, I used to go, well, let's get a party together. If you're local, get in front of their people and say, you know what, get 4 or 5 people to your house. They can buy a wrap for $25. I'm going to bring everything you need for your party, and that's going to be your starter kit money. Like, problem solved. So we would do that. That is how I built to Double Diamond, you guys. I didn't have Facebook. Crazy, right? So we did it through parties. And most people get into this because they don't have money. I would love to know actually the number of people that get into this because they're living paycheck to paycheck or really had no money, put it on a credit card, because that's why we want to make money.
And what's so amazing about that whole process is what if they still don't even join, but at that party, you have somebody sign up that goes diamond in a month because they were at that party. Mm-hmm. You never would have got in front of that person if you didn't encourage the other person to have a party.
Yeah, so that's the first thing that I try to do if they're local. And if they're not local and you have a team member that's near somebody, have them go do it for them. Like maybe you guys can work out something where, you know, you sponsor them, but it's on their team or something, you know, like work together and be smart about it. Because that's what we're here, is to kind of help each other through the process. So that's really, I think, so helpful. But and then selling stuff. I mean, I honestly will tell them this. These are my words, okay? Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I really did. We overdrafted our account to get started. Now, you don't need to do that. But I knew in my heart that this business, I could turn and sell those wraps right away. I was thinking right away, my mom's going to order, my sisters are going to want these. Like, if they're that way, they'll find a way to get into this business. And right now, with income taxes coming back, tell them, you know, okay, if you have the money, would you sign? Yes. Okay, is there a date that you think that you know you would have the money? Are you waiting for income taxes? Do you get paid on a certain day? So you have that distributor sheet out, write it down, and get that date on the calendar.
90% of people's reasonings why they don't want to join is because they're embarrassed that they don't have the money right now to join. So when you use that question and then follow up with, like she said, is there a specific day that you get paid that you would want to join? You've just alleviated that embarrassment and that stress. Mm-hmm. And given them the ability to go, yes, I can do this and I will do this at this specific time.
So for me, doing that last month, I have 8 distributors signing in February. Did I want them in January? Yes. But I won't push it.
And those dream drives would have been awesome.
But I'm okay with where people are at and make them feel comfortable. So the more that you guys do this, the more that your confidence level comes across, and they're just like, wow, okay. So you'll get better. Just keep doing it.
Awesome. That's great advice. And I know that's a big question for lots of people. So thank you. All right. Last question. Can you please share your biggest aha in the business and what we can all take away from it?
So I probably have two. So I'll share both. So the first one, which is going to be silly, so back when I first started, was actually going to conference. Because like I said, he was the one that saw this big picture, this dreamer, always believed in network marketing. But we had done a lot of stuff, guys. But we'd never seen a product that was affordable, that gave instant gratification, and that people wanted, and for all demographics. So when you're talking about it works, and if people are asking why it works in network marketing, it covers everything. And it's a debt-free company. So I was like, all right, well, we'll do this thing. And he was like, we got to go to this conference. I was like, we don't have money, spending our money on it that we don't have. We got to borrow it. So we go, and this is going to sound crazy. So I was like, if I can just get one thing, somebody would just tell me one thing to do to make money, that's all I need. So I sat by someone that actually had talked about charting, and that was a big aha for me, is looking at a chart, going in. I turned Ruby that day and saw a chart and thought, that's all I got to do. It's 24 distributors that go diamond, and I can do this on my own. I don't want anybody else to tell me that I can or can't do it. So that's something I want you to understand too, is do you know where you're going? Do you really truly know and believe that you will get to diamond, double, triple, presidential, ambassador, black diamond? I knew I was going to be black diamond. How? I didn't care. I knew I was going to do it. So, if you know, you don't have to wait for somebody to go talk to somebody. You are in control of your destiny, you guys. So for me, I knew I was going to talk to every person I could. I would go and do rap parties if it was for somebody else in their team, and it was on my charts, and I knew I was so focused on what I was doing, I would go. I made those sacrifices. And that's like, for you guys if you could just open up my doors and see what I did, I put the work in and day out, and I still do. I'm committed to it. I married it, and I haven't arrived, and I'm going to continue to do it. So that's the first thing, is know where you're going. When I saw this person on stage at conference, for my first conference, this is all I wrote down from my first conference too, is there was a lady that was probably, 350 pounds, and she's selling skinny wraps. And I was like, okay, well, I don't understand. I'm so confused. And if this woman can be a triple diamond and make that kind of money, I looked at him and I'm like, I'm doing this. Like, I know if she can, I can do this, because she said,
I was like, what did she say from stage?
She said, you can't go without throwing a cat and hitting a relative in my town. And I'm like, that was her speech? That
was her speech from the stage. That was her triple diamond stage.
I'm a good speech person, guys.
You guys are so lucky, the high caliber speeches you get from stages these days. We had cat flinging off the porches.
Oh my God, I was like, no. So
that was my motivation.
So it was crazy looking at every single person that was so different from tiny towns making it in this business. So, that's that was a big aha. And then, let me think, what was my other one? I got to think about it. I forgot. You can go with yours. What was your aha?
I don't have an aha, because the entire thing revolves around ahas. What I want to do is just give you something to really think about and really press in. And it goes back on the whole thing of discipline. It says, most people struggle in this area daily. The most important discipline in any area of life is self-discipline. We all know what to do. We don't lack in knowledge. That always used to be the gap between the haves and the have-nots, was knowledge. But now you can go on Google, YouTube, you can learn anything you want. Knowledge is a commodity. Self-control, self-management, and emotional maturity is now what is the defining difference. See, when you order some nachos or something, you look at it and you go, hey, I'm supposed to be on a diet and getting ready to go to conference. Well, that was the mistake you made ordering it. See, when you respond with anger, defensiveness instead of compassion and patience, that is a choice that you made. One of those two is going to lead to either a good road or a bad road. When you make excuses about making calls, sending messages, your posts aren't working because you got, the wrong post or the wrong wording, or you're just getting too busy, you allow minor distractions to pull you off of what the important priorities are. All of these are instances as a result of emotional immaturity. When temptation arises, most people buckle. But if you submit to it, nail it down, and put in hard work over and over and over and over and over and over, and I'll just keep going on the overs again, you will find success, because that is what is the difference. It is no longer a knowledge gap. All of you have the exact same knowledge by going in at any given time. You guys have the exact same opportunity any of us have at any given time. It's just a matter of the action that you put into that opportunity that creates the wealth that can change your family's history. And that's it.
Guys, so when I came into this, I saw Cammie Dempsey is an amazing coach and leader, and she just does it with it just rolls off, right? And something that I quickly had to learn was the comparison. I can't go there. I'm never going to be Cammie Dempsey. I'm never going to be Denise Walsh. So I want you to know, be you, be the best version of you, and focus on your strengths, right? So I was like, well, I'm not organized. That's not my strength. But I know I'm really good at talking to people and being excited and being like, this is the product you need. Oh my gosh, you're going to love that. So focus on that. And Joel's pointed that out from day one, even, when we first got together. He's always complimented and focused on my strengths rather than our weaknesses. So there's things that drive me nuts, but overall, it's pretty good. So focus on what you're so good at, because that's just going to overshadow everything else. It's going to be like your light. And so I love that I can be me and I could be successful. And that means everybody else can be too. Thank God, because I wanted to be successful and I wanted to make a lot of money, but unfortunately my brain didn't work. I was like, I'm not going to be a doctor. I didn't have a ton of money to go invest, so there's a lot of things. So I love that this is really an even playing field for any of you. And you can be number 1, 2. You can be a top 100 earner. You have it. You have it all. And the one thing that I can want you to know is, after getting off of this, is action will beat out everything else. So what do we do? And it's kind of that broken record of the steps to success, but I promise you, that is what I do. Distributor, customer, that's what we need to focus on. And the more that you do it, that's what you're focused on. That's what your team sees. It's just like you're just moving constantly that way, and your team's going to keep that momentum going. So you don't need to be a super teacher, super organized. When we all come together, it's just a beautiful thing. So you have something. I can tell. He's like, can you tell? He's always got something to say.
Let me talk. So I want you guys from today forward to change your definition of success. Everybody looks at it and goes, Black Diamond is success. But in all honesty, you have to look at what Coach John Wooden used for his definition of success. Most people look at other people and things and status as success. And the way he put it is, success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best you are capable of becoming. See, if you continue to do your best at your highest level of your potential, you will always reach success, because of the fact that you're doing exactly what you should be doing at its highest level, which always leads to success. So make sure that every single day you wake up and make it your masterpiece, because it's the only thing that you have that you can't get back. You can't get back this morning. It's already gone. You have tomorrow morning to make it your best morning ever.
Yep. So don't go, I'll do it tomorrow, and then it turns into I'll do it next week, which turns into I'll do it next month. because I've had those two guys, but I've learned to push through and know that there's somebody out there that was looking for this business, for this opportunity like me and Joel were. You know, that I am so grateful that we found this, because we were just so broken and needed it so badly. So I think when you really know the truth inside of how badly people are wanting it, you're gonna just be on fire for it even so much more. So hopefully you guys got one thing out of this that, you know, you can take back and use and grow. And then you've got conference next week. So I can't wait to see you guys there. And if not, make sure you get pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You need to be there because of the clothes store. I was like, what?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Get rid of all my stuff. So if you're going to conference, just a helpful hint, I'm
Bring
going to
an
post
extra empty suitcase.
We always bring empty suitcases. And then, yeah, because if you're flying Southwest, you get free bags. So that's a helpful tip. I'm going to have to post that. But is that good?
I cannot thank you guys enough. I'm mind blown. And if you guys have been reading the comments, everybody else is mind blown as well. So
I have not. So let me.
They are so beyond thankful.
So please share if you guys have anything, you have questions. Joel especially is really good at answering. He is so one team, one mission. So know that our hearts are here. We are lifers. We love this business, love the people, and know if you're feeling ever that discouragement or anything, how to reach out, because I've been there too. So we love you, and I can't wait for next week.
I know. I'm getting so excited, and I can't wait to see you guys. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. We're so thankful.
Oh, they said, I think they need to hear their story. We'll send over the Black Diamond video. If you guys haven't heard us, I didn't even think about that.
You're like, who the heck are these people?
Yeah, so I'll do a quick version because I was just reading the comments. So 8 years ago, it'll be 8 years in June, Joel and I were actually standing in food lines, looking for something. We didn't know what we were going to do. Our house was about to get repossessed. He was working for a financial advisor. We had just lost some fitness franchises. Life was just crazy. The place that I had worked at, construction, was shutting down. So it was in the midst of when the economy was terrible. And it was like freaking, I don't even know. It was very bad. I was depressed. I was fat. Maybe some people would think I was fat, but for me, I was just not myself. We were eating terrible, you know, and struggling, and just, I was mad, you guys. I was angry. I was sad. And I was like, there's got to be something. I mean, I was making $10 an hour, and I didn't have a college degree. I was like, what am I going to do? What are we going to do to get out of this? There's got to be an option. And just before, which this is crazy, just before we found It Works, like, I was really at my breaking point, guys. I was so miserable from crying. We had sold everything out of our house, pretty much. Thank God I had a collection of Beanie Babies because I sold all those things. And I looked at him one day after I'd been crying, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I just, you know, I know maybe some of you have felt like this. I was just like, I can't do it. And he said, you know, you've just got to trust God. And I was like, I really am having a hard time right now, because why isn't things going the way that I want it to go? And he's like, okay, I'm going to take a minute and just remind you of something. He goes, when we needed a bill paid or gas in the car or it was crazy, we would randomly get, and you guys might have had this, like a check for overpaying an electric bill. Something would come in the mail, and I'd be like, okay, you're right. And it was just like this glimmer of hope, just kind of this reminder. And I said, you know what? I remember the moment I just said, I trust. I give it up to God. I'm good. And I don't know. It was just crazy. Like, I just knew it. And it was about a week later when I went to get my hair done, because, of course, I had been miserable and I didn't care. I was like, I'm just going to figure it out. We'll overdraft my account again. That's what we were good at. And that's when It Works was really, like here it is.
I think that's a federal offense, writing bad checks and overdrafting accounts. So probably shouldn't add that anymore.
But we're good. We gave back a lot, so it's okay.
We're
right? It's all good. So I think what I learned in all those hard times is having faith and trusting and knowing everything was going to be okay. And I don't think I would have this story, obviously, to be able to touch and relate to so many different situations that we come across. When people say, I was a single mom before I met Joel. I was a single mom. He had lost his mom to cancer. We had gone through bankruptcy, got our car repossessed, standing in food lines. Life has happened. It happens to most of us. And so when I finally realized, this was my other aha I was going to share. So thank you for wanting my story, because you brought my aha moment. So, so we were nothing special. We just knew, here it is. And I remember thinking, God, you really want us to do it works, like sling these wraps? Like, this isn't what I thought in my mind I was going to do for the rest of my life. And it was like, are you kidding? I can really help people. So at first it was about us, because what I learned, and this is not being selfish, this is being real, is when the plane is going down, what do they tell you to do first? They tell you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. So with this, we needed to take care of ourselves first. We needed to get going, get some income going. So we did that. And it was our first dash. And it was a double diamond, because that's when they did dash. It was double diamonds and above. So it was crazy. And I went, and we were still in the selfish kind of me mode. And that was a light bulb that went off when I said, this is not about me. This is not about us. This is about helping more people that were in a situation like us and sharing our story, because nobody had heard our story until after Double Diamond. I was embarrassed. I'm like, nobody's going to take me seriously if they think that I was standing in food lines. Like, how could I buy something from you? And it blew up from there. So we went from double to triple to president ambassador all within 9 months. And it was like, what the heck? Why didn't I share my story earlier? So know that, your story matters. And the more that you get it out, and the more that you share, and the more that you take it off of you and put it on to who can I help, your business will flourish. It's just crazy. So one last thing that I shared with one of my leaders today was charting. I don't chart myself, and I have my leaders not chart themselves. What I do is go, okay, if you're going double diamond, who are the 2 diamonds that you're going to want for your double? And those are the charts you're going to carry around. So take a minute to think about that going into conference. And you guys, it's just like the pressure comes off of you, and you're pouring it onto your team and just helping them. And it just feels so good, that excitement to be able to do that. So, all right, that is it. I promise. So I hope that helps you guys, and know that you are capable of so much, and you are destined for greatness. So thank you.
Are amazing. You guys have the biggest hearts. I cannot wait to see you at conference. And my goal is to swim with the pigs one day, because
yes, we all need to do that.
Springboard.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you so much, and we all cannot wait to see you. We really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Have a great night.
Bye, guys. Have a good night. Oh my God.
I still have chills. I have you guys, I got goosebumps. Oh, are they still on? Are they off? No. I don't even care. I have perma goosebumps.
I was afraid to pick up. We're still recording. It's okay.
Oh my God. Holy shit. That was incredible.
I'm afraid to pick up my arms. Do you want me to stop recording?
Crying, goosebumps, everything.